Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Jeannie, and it's Jeannie's signature. So, I welcome you all to my channel. So, today's tutorial is going to be on this flare gown with these beautiful petals as the design. So, that was inspiration, and this is what I made. It came out actually very beautiful, and it's, of course, very well detailed. So, even beginners and advanced, intermediate, anybody can get this properly well. So like I said, you can see the rope or the band, I don't know what to call it, the design in the front. So that is how it looks. So my client wanted I want to be slightly longer than the gown, it just depends on choices. So this is the petals, and then I'll be using something to cover that place much later. So you can use a cover button using the fabric to make a cover button and then place it there, or you can just buy an accessory and then put it there just to cover the stitches around that area. So you can see the side pockets and all that. So it's a very, very beautiful gown and it's very easy. So this is what you're interested in. Let's go over. So now we're making use of my fabric. Actually, I made use of about 3 yards of fabric, of this kind of fabric. So depending on the length of your gown and how full you want your flare to be, that's going to be determining the volume of fabric you're going to be using. And if it's going to be by 60, I think you should use about these 3 yards as well, or lesser. So depending on your body size. So I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to be folding my fabric. I already have different tutorials on how to cut a flare, but I just feel like some people may not be coming across the channel for the first time. So I just do well to show you how it's done. So that's how I'm going to be folding it on my paper. That's how I showed you on the paper. So the same thing I did on the paper is the way I'll be folding it on my fabric. So that was just to show you how it's going to be folded in a triangular form or in a bias format. So I'm trying to align it properly, and then this is what we have. So make sure you have a pointed part like that, so that you're going to be getting accurate body measurement. So the next thing to do now is to divide your round bust measurement by 4, and then you can add 1.5 inches for sewing allowance, or you can add half an inch. That is entirely dependent on how you want it to be. So I divided my client's bust measurement by 4, and then I got what I want, and then I added 1 inch extras. So I just indicated that right there. So in order for this line to be very, very straight, just make sure you take the measurement from the pointed part like that, and then rule it out on a straight line. This is very important because it has saved a whole lot of problem when we are cutting flares. So this is what we have. So I have more than enough right there. So the next thing to do now is to place my measurements by the bust line. So for my bust line, my client's bust line is 9 inches. So I placed my 9 inches on that first line, and then I counted 6 inches from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I marked 6 right there. So that's 6 inches. Please take note of it, hold it very well, because we're going to be using it later. So that 6 inches is what's going to be serving as my chest line, and that's where we're going to be getting our shoulder line. We're going to be placing, like, it's going to be like an off shoulder or a tube. So I divided my shoulder into 2, and then I deducted 2 inches. You can use 1.5. This is dependent on how you want it. But I removed 2 inches, and then I marked it. And then I came to the bust line, and then I marked my bust measurement. I added 1 inch and then carved it out as my arm hole. I believe you understand what I did. So now placing my tape on that -6, like so, I'll be getting the full length of the gown. So placing 6 on that line, on the chest line like that. And then I'll go ahead and mark out placing it on the pointed part, I beg your pardon. I'll be marking out my full length of the gown, which is 38 inches. But actually, the thing I did first was that I placed the 6 inches off on chest line, got the 38, and then measured from the pointed part to where it got to. So whatever I got there is what I'm rotating all the way around. So this is just to give it that flary look that you'd always want. Just do it like that. You're going to be having that flary part at the lower part. So we're basically through with this, and then I'll go ahead and cut this out. So before cutting this out, in order to avoid that v-neck like thing that happens in front when you cut out, because of the way you folded it, I just went out by half an inch and then connected like so. So you can do well to go by 1 inch or half an inch as you please. So I'll go ahead and cut out the length of my gown and then come out right here to cut out the armhole. So you can see that this is pretty much very easy to make. So when you open up, this is what you're going to be having. So now I'm going to be placing this on fold again and then fold my fabric in order to cut out the back piece. So for the back piece, all you need to do is to just add your zipper allowance to that. So once you add your zipper allowance, you cut out exactly the same thing that you have in the front. So you can see, just place it on fold exactly the same way, and then you add your zipper allowance of 1 inch. 1 inch should be more than enough for your zipper allowance, and then you cut it out. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. So for the back piece, you can see that we have a shortage there, so I'll be using my fabric to join that to get the shortage we have there. Just go ahead, pin it down so that you won't forget. So that's the only place we have a shortage. So I'll go ahead to slit open my zipper allowance because the back piece is going to be in 2 pieces, and then slightly cut out some half inch to avoid bulginess of the zipper. So the next thing to do now is to go ahead and cut out my facings, because this is going to be having facing, because we're not going to be using any lining for this. So it's going to be carrying a facing. I know you most people should know how to cut out the facing by now, but this is just going to be like a bonus. So just fold your fabric into two and then place your front piece. I'm going to cut out the front piece first. So when you're cutting this facing, ensure that this facing gets all the way to your armhole, because we're going to be turning that with our armhole. The facing is going to be turned with the armhole, so that it's going to be very, very neat. So I haven't cut out the necklines. Going to be coming down by about 3 inches or 4 inches from the neckline for the facing. So just go ahead and cut that out straight. So this is what we have for the front part. So exactly what we did for the front part is what we're going to be repeating for the back pieces. So just fold your fabric again and then you place your back pieces on it to get out the facing. If you've watched up to this level and you've not yet subscribed, please kindly hit on the subscribe button. And if this is your first time of watching my channel, thank you very much. I really appreciate you for stopping by. Please hit on the subscribe button, like, and then kindly share. Thank you and God bless. So I've cut out the facing for the back as well, and then this is what we have. So I'll slit that open because it's going to be in 2 pieces. So I'm going to be using my pin to hold it in place so that when I'm ready to use it, I'll use it. So pin it together like that and then set it aside. So the next thing we're going to be doing now is to introduce our plain fabric that we're going to be using. And for this plain fabric, I'll be making use of a Mikado fabric. I made use of a Mikado fabric essentially because of the petals or the flowered patterns in the front, because I don't need to add any gum stay or edge stay because of the um thickness of the fabric, so it was intentional. So now I'm going to be cutting the two straps at the same time. I initially wanted to cut out one first and cut the other, but I just decided against it. Like that will be doing my work so lazily, so I just decided to cut it at the same time. So I folded like this, it's going to be on fold. So I cut out the two sides at the same time. So that what I have on fold now is going to be 6 inches. And when you place it on fold, that is going to be giving you 3 inches when it's on fold, but when it's open it's going to be 6 inches. So that is what I'm cutting out now. So that is what I'm cutting out now, as you can see. So after cutting this out, I'll slit it open into two, and then I'll take one for each side. So one for each side when I'm placed on fold is going to be 3 inches, like on fold. But as it's open now, is 6 inches. I believe you understand what I'm trying to explain. Yeah. So let me just quickly show you. So this is what I meant. So this is how it's going to be. Then you're going to be running the stitch half an inch all the way down. And when you get to the lower part, you're going to be slanting it down like this to give it a beauty. So for the length of this rope, or I don't know, or band, I don't know what to call it. I had to give it a very good press. So for the length, I initially made use of 50, but I would advise against that. I would advise you go for between 45 to 46 inches, should be more than enough. But for my client, because she wanted it very long, that was why I made use of the whole 60. Okay, I made use of 50 inches for the length. So now, in order to attach the band, I'll take one for one side. I will be attaching from the back part first, and then place it, sandwich it between my facing and the fabric. And then from the armhole, I'll be coming in by about 1 inch from the armhole because I don't want it running all the way into the armhole. And then I'll use my pin to hold this in place, as you can see, and then go ahead and sew half an inch. As you see me marking it right there, just go ahead and sew it like that. Sew it by half an inch all the way. So I'll do the same thing for this other side of the back piece. So go in by 1 inch and then place your band like this. After, you must have given it a very good press, so you turn it very well and then give it a very good press. It's going to be lying flat. Then use your pins to hold it in place and then go ahead to run half an inch all the way around it like so. So I'll go ahead and do that. And after doing that, this is what we have. So you can see that it's very beautiful. And I went ahead to top stitch it anyways, just to keep it in place. So go ahead and top stitch as well. So now for the front part, this is what we have. So for the front part, just go ahead and turn your facing with the fabric and then give it a very good press. Turn it out all through the armhole area like this. So now, in order to attach the band to the front, so now this is the back. So for this back, don't worry about all these facings flipping all here and there. I'm going to be using my hemming gum to do all that very much later off camera. So now, let me bring the front part now. So like place it wrong sides facing each other. Yeah, you understand what I mean? Wrong sides facing each other. That is, the right sides will be facing you as you stand. You can see, just as if you're already through with the clothes. So now remember I told you not to forget the 6 inches that we used initially. So this is where it's going to be applicable right now. So the 6 inches that I told you initially, we're going to be using 6 for the front and then 6 for the back. So that is going to be serving as our sleeve. So instead of me to do 6 inches, I'm going to be doing 12 inches. So 6 for the back and then 6 for the front. So that means we went off by 6 inches for our shoulder. So you can see me, I marked 12 inches right there. So right there on that 12 inches, on the 12 inches unfold now, you're going to be pinning this down to the front of the fabric like this. That is where you're going to be running a stitch on to put the band in place. So go ahead and run a stitch on it like so. So I'll be doing the same thing on this other side. Mark down 12 inches and then make sure it's 12 inches. And then you're going to be pinning it down like this. Just pin it down. And then you take it to your sewing machine and then you'll be running the stitch on it like so. So having done that, I'll be back to show you the next step. So this was just ascertaining if I got it exactly. So this is it. So I was just trying to mark out where I want my pockets to be. I forgot to do that when I was cutting, so that's what I was just trying to get right there. So I was just giving it a notch. So after doing all that, I'll go ahead and join by the sides by 1 inch because I added 1 inch for my seam allowance, and then I'll be back to show you. So I've gone ahead to do that, and this is what we have. So far so good. So you can see how it looks. It's looking very, very beautiful. So the next thing to do now is to show us how we're going to be getting our petals that we use to design the front part. So to do this, I'll get a paper, and on this paper unfold, I have about 8 inches in length and then 4 inches in width when unfold. So I'll just get the midpoint of the 8 inches, which is 4, and then I'll use my pattern master and then carve it out like this. We may have different ways to achieve this, but I just tried this and it came out with what I wanted. So I'll just cut out that, giving it a slight point at that point. So when I folded it, I felt like this was not giving what I actually wanted. So I felt like it was too wide. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be reducing this by 1 inch. So I decided to go ahead and mark 3 inches. That is, I removed 1 inch, and then I carved that out again to give it that beautiful look. You understand? You just have to reshape it. Just go ahead and do exactly as you see me do. So this is what I have. So when I opened it up, this was what I have. So I felt like, well, this was looking good, but I wanted that pointed. So I went ahead to use my ruler and then drew a straight line to that effect. So after drawing the line, I then cut out the excess, and this is what we have. So by the time I did it like this, it came out looking exactly like what I wanted. So I'm going to be using this now as a template to cut out on my fabric. And when you're cutting, you're going to be cutting about 8 pieces. That will be like 4, because you're going to be using the same fabric to turn out each of the fabric. I don't know if you understand what I mean. And then when you're cutting this, just ensure you leave about half inch all the way around, because that's how you're going to be, the allowance you're going to be using to sew it all the way around. So I'll go ahead and go and sew it on these sides and then turn it out and give it a very good press, and then I'll be back to show you how it looks. So having done that, you can see this is what I have. So I've gone ahead to do all those other ones. I'm going to be showing you what I did. So this is what I did. I just pleated it like this and then run a stitch on it to put it like that. So now the next thing to do now is to come bring our fabric or our gown, and then you're going to be placing it as you want on your fabric. So I had to go and check the video before I placed mine, so that when I felt like that choking part was not around the neckline, it came to the band area. So you can see how I did that. So let me quickly do that and then I'll be back to show you. So I've gone ahead to do that. I've arranged it and this is how it looks. So the next thing for me to do is to just get my cover button with the same fabric and then cover that stitches that is there, or I use a whatever thing to do that. Thank you and God bless you. See you on my next tutorial.